Oh, hello, Pa.
Hello.
So, where are you going on your 3-month-long cruise?
Well, we are about to set out on an epic adventure.
Yeah.
We're going to be, it's not quite 3 months, it's about 2.5 months. We're going out of Seattle, Washington on a 31-day repositioning cruise to Australia.
Oh my gosh.
The first thing we're doing is going to Alaska. So we got a couple days at sea, we got a day at sea, and then we're going to Ketchikan, which is a very fun little place in Alaska where you can
Been there.
see salmon.
Woo!
We have some stuff from you being there last.
Yeah.
It was almost a year ago exactly.
Yeah. Editor Jacob, can you put some pictures of me at Ketchikan?
Yeah, well, we have a bunch of them.
Thanks,
We'll
Editor
do
Jacob. You're the best.
Next, we're going to Icy Strait Point. This is it used to be a salmon canning factory, and now it's native Alaskan port, pretty much. The salmon cannery is a museum, and pretty much the entire island is native. Then we go cruise the Hubbard Glacier, which we didn't get to do last year when you were on the cruise because it was too foggy and they couldn't see all those icebergs in there. The ship has to be able to see those. Otherwise, we go down like the Titanic. So, well, the ship's better than the Titanic.
I don't want to be on the Titanic.
You don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then after that, we're heading to Japan.
Wait, before we move on to Japan, Pa has something to say about the journey over there.
Okay, I'm hoping on our 5 days across the Aleutian Islands that they're actually going to be fun days at sea like they described them on the Carnival website, because this is the area where they film those Deadly as Catches videos, and it can be very rough through there. So we'll hope for the best, and we'll let you know if everybody gets seasick. And Japan is a long way away. You have to go all the way along you're going to follow the Aleutian Islands, which are...
Also, Editor Jacob, can you also put a map of where everything is when Pa says it, please? That would be very cool of you.
Okay. We're going to have 1 fun day at sea, 2 fun days at sea, 3 fun days at sea, 4 fun days at sea, 5 fun days at sea. Then we cross the international date line, which is also a fun day at sea. And then another fun day at sea. And then we get to Japan. Kushiro. That's in northern Japan. And it's a beautiful area from what we hear. We haven't completely decided what we're going to do there yet. Next, we get to...
Hey, that's where Mount Fuji is. For reference, Mount Fuji is on the complete opposite side of Japan, Jacob.
Aomori, yep. Mount Fuji and lots of cherry trees.
Yeah.
Another fun day at sea, and then we get to Tokyo. And Mount Fuji is also in the distance in Tokyo. That's Mount Fuji right there. But Aomori is up over here, so a little closer. Tokyo is a huge city, and we're really looking forward to exploring it a little bit. We have a day at sea, and then we get to Hiroshima, where we'll see the World War II exhibits. Another day at sea, and then the island of Okinawa, which is also very much about World War II. Then a couple days at sea, and then Puerto Princesa.
In the Philippines?
No, this is Indonesia, right? Or no, Puerto Princesa is in the Philippines. It's kind of a beach place. They have
It says Philippines.
Okay, yeah. I couldn't remember exactly. It sounds very interesting. They have some really different food there. We've been studying it a little bit, and we'll be doing more. When we're on the cruise, we'll be getting together with Jacob and doing videos on what we're seeing and what we're eating. And we have a day at sea, and then Bitong, Indonesia. Also a very interesting stop. They have a lot of little things to see there. An underground river, I think, is one of the things to see in Bitong. Then a couple, 3, 4, 5, 6 days at sea to get to Brisbane, Australia. And that's the end of that cruise. 30 days. It's actually 31 days by the end of it.
Oh my god.
Then we stay on the same ship, which is the Carnival Luminosa. And we go to the Great Barrier Reef. We can get off in Brisbane if we want to, but we don't have to. So the Great Barrier Reef cruise is going to be Brisbane, day at sea, Arley Beach, which is a white sand beach area. There is actually a town there, and it's on the way to the Great Barrier Reef. Cairns is a bigger city, and you can take excursions out to the reef from Cairns. Port Douglas, north of Cairns. These are all places where you can go snorkeling and see the sea life. And from what I've read, the ocean temperatures are going to be in the high 70s or low 80s. So it's going to be very good snorkeling. And we're looking forward to seeing some of that and not seeing any sharks. Then the cruise goes around Willis Island. You don't actually get off there, but it's a place where they study the local
cool.
Climate and everything. And then back to Brisbane.
Oh, cool.
So that's the Great Barrier Reef one. Then we stay on the same ship and we do the 7-day South Pacific. Goes back out of Brisbane, a day at sea, another day at sea, and then LIFO, New Caledonia. New Caledonia is actually a territory of France, which we just found out. And LIFO is an interesting little island. With a lot of beaches, but also it was a French colony for a long time, so it's got a couple of interesting little towns. Then we go to somewhere called Mystery Island, which is just a beach. Okay. And the ship stays there, and that's also good for snorkeling.
That's the capital of New Caledonia.
And then to Noumea, the capital of New Caledonia. That's got more history. It's got museums. It's a little bigger city. You can still go snorkeling and do some beach things there, but it'll probably be more interesting to see the city itself. So that's going to be a very interesting little cruise. And then go to the Melbourne Cup. You people have probably heard of the Kentucky Derby. Well, in Australia, the Melbourne Cup is the equivalent of the Kentucky Derby. This cruise goes out of Sydney, and it just goes to Melbourne for 3 days while you enjoy the Melbourne Cup celebration. It's the biggest horse race of the year in Australia, and it's an incredible celebration.
So, I have a question about this cruise. Okay. Do they book hotels for you in Melbourne, or do you stay on the ship?
You stay on the ship.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. which is good because getting a hotel in Melbourne during this horse race would be very hard to do. So it's very lucky that we get to see this. There's celebrations going on. There's 2 days of horse racing, and then we go back to Sydney. So it's very interesting. We just booked that. It just came up in between our other cruises. And last but not least, we're going 10 days to New Zealand. I'm looking forward to this one. New Zealand is where they shot most of the Lord of the Rings movies. It's supposed to be absolutely gorgeous. Actually, I forgot about this in Melbourne. When you're that far south, Melbourne is far south in Australia, which is the same as being very far north in the northern hemisphere. So Melbourne has places you can go see penguins.
Oh, cool.
And so does southern New Zealand. You can go see penguins.
That's cool.
So that's something I'm looking forward to. So our final cruise out of Sydney to New Zealand has 3 days at sea. New Zealand's a little ways away. And then we get to Wellington, New Zealand, which is the furthest north place that we'll get. This will be the warmest waters, but we won't be snorkeling in New Zealand. The water temperature there rarely gets above about 65, which is way too cold for us Arizonans. So we'll be seeing different things there. Then we go down to Littleton. Christchurch is the big city. Littleton is where the cruise ship dock is. And then Port Chalmers, also Dunedin is the big city, but Port Chalmers is the cruise dock. And this is one where they have a park where you can go see the blue penguins. And then we cruise through the Fiordland National Park, which will be kind of like the cruise we did in Norway, where you're just driving through the fjords. And then a couple of days at sea and back to Sydney. And that'll be the end of our 2.5 month vacation.
Oh my gosh. I'm tired after reading all of that. I'm excited to video call you at every port.
That'll be fun, because then we can actually show you what we're looking at.
Yeah.
When we do the
And
video
I'm
calls.
gonna make Pa take a minute video in each port, and then I'll edit it onto these videos. So I hope you like this first video on our new channel, and goodbye.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Goodbye. Also, just so you know, I'm not going on this cruise. Emma and Pa are going on it. I have to go to school, but Pa will be video calling me at every port. So, a new video probably every
day.
every so days.
The days at sea, we can still do a call if the internet is okay. Sometimes, like when we're along the Aleutian Islands in Alaska, if it's very cloudy out, the internet might not. It's all satellite internet, and sometimes it doesn't work very well.
So, Pa,
But
then what you could
we'll
do
do
there,
the best we
then
can.
what you could do there is you could just take a video of you passing up by the Aleutian Islands, and then I'll put it just that onto the
Right,
video.
I'll just send you the video.
Yeah, and then I can just post
But
it.
we may not be able to do an interview.
Yeah, it's okay if we don't. I'll just post it how it is. So, yeah. I hope you liked the video, and goodbye.